Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can we talk about Clarkson Farm? Season 2, episode 2. I think it's called Cowering. Oh man, this for me was another fantastic episode, and it goes to show Clarkson Clarkson is a master entertainer. And I think this is one of the funniest episodes so far that I've seen from Clarkson. They bring in like a certain amount of cows, and you know they want to use the cows to produce beef for the new restaurant. And in order, because it's going to be a restaurant, Clarkson thought it was a good idea to introduce chili paste. Clarkson thought it was a good idea to introduce the idea of making chili and chili paste for his restaurant. You know, making it organically on his farm, because he didn't have a lot of cows. He had a minimum. He had just less than 10 cows. So he thought that that wouldn't be enough to to bring enough money. So he decided to make a small section so that he can plant chili. And man, the process of the process of the process of the process of testing the chili, that's one. Because about the early part of the episode, Clarkson's wife comes back and get also another random. And this is what I like about Clarkson's farm. There's this authentic take on everything. Like when the wife comes in, there's a genuine look of Clarkson feeling happy in his eyes. You can see the joy in his eyes. You can see him just how relaxed he is, and that's kind of one of those things that that I actually really liked about this particular show. It's so authentic. It's so authentic. But sometimes to the extent that when they go to prepare the chili, I don't know what they call it. They gave it a name. I can't remember the name, but it's basically something like chili jam. So the testing process was pretty interesting, because I don't think Clarkson has ever had an experience with Carolina Reaper, I think it's called that, and all these different hot this hot chili. So he had to test them out and discover which one was hot and which one was not so hot, and that actually was really fun. Then he went to visit another farm because he didn't have the right. His kitchen he did not have a license to create the chilies in his kitchen, because apparently, according to them, you need to get a license in order for you to produce that particular chili. So he had to go to another woman who was preparing the chili. And man, oh my goodness, if you've ever prepared chili, you know what the consequences are, because you can never stop coughing. So Clarkson and these two other characters, you have to watch them try to cook the chili. And it made some it was so humorous that I had to stop and rewind, because it's one of the funniest things that I've ever seen. You know, people authentically trying to talk when they're coughing, not because they want to cough, but because the pepper that they're trying to cook is making them cough. And then they move on. Then after it's prepared, now he has to go and present it to a couple of guys on his shop. So he gives out the first not really hot product, and then the people test it and they're like, oh, it's awesome. Then he gives now the second, much hotter, and the people's reaction was amazing. This was a very funny episode. And so, apart from all that, Clarkson decides to get chickens to eat the worms from. I don't know farming. I don't understand farming. Let me just be honest. And so he decides to get, because there are a lot of cows and they're producing a lot of fertilizer, and apparently the fertilizer can create worms, or there are some worms that come out of the cows and stuff. So he had to get chicken to feed on the worms in the cow's stool. Again, very funny sequences. Then somewhere in the middle of the episode, the cows escape, so he has to go remake the fence. Almost, I think he shattered his knee or something, thanks to Caleb's. I wouldn't call it carelessness. Caleb did not make the right calculations. So I think Clarkson was genuinely, again, authentic. It's a very authentic show. You see him go through the pain of getting slammed on the knee by a piece of wood. Again, Gerald. There's another seen Gerald, Caleb, and Clarkson trying to have a conversation after, of course, Clarkson messing up. And man, Clarkson is on a track, Gerald is on the ground. They are facing each other, but they are walking walkie-talkies. And still, they are actually using walkie-talkies to communicate. And still, Clarkson cannot understand what Gerald is talking about. Man, this episode, if you've not had the opportunity to watch this series, just start it, because wow, it looks like each episode is just elevating. It's just moving up. It's just that the graph I'm talking about. The entertainment factor is out of this roof. It's out of the roof. It's so good. There's this there's a particular scene with let me just put it this way. On episode 2, it's going to get a point where insemination will have to be done on the cattle. Yeah. And you know Clarkson, and you know how he thinks. So yeah, this particular episode was really, really entertaining. Let me just put it that way. The first episode was there to connect between the last series and this particular series. But this second episode is just pure entertainment. It's just them now trying to implement some of the plans that they had set up in episode 1. And it's very, very enjoyable. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back to talk about episode 3 because I can't wait to watch it. Wow, episode 2 really cracked me up. It's a very good episode. And again, I keep talking about this. This is one of the most authentic shows on TV. Clarkson Farms. It's on Amazon. If you have Amazon, just give it the first 15 minutes. It will have you hooked. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for episode 3.